How's it going, guys? RT Gaming here. Today we're just going to go over some All-Star Championship lineups, who's playing who. We're going to go over some betting, who we think is going to be moving on. We're going to go over the new UR hero. We're in a tough group yet again. To start off, RAU goes up against INM. We know that's going to be a tough battle. They've got a lot of heavy bases. Will definitely be a difficult fight. We believe we can easily beat 1392. We're not too worried about them. We do know 1317 HXN, they do have some power that just moved there. It won't be a cakewalk, but we do feel confident in that matchup too. So we think we will definitely be moving on to the semifinals out of Group 4. Let's take a look at Group 3 in the Perseverance division. You have the XXU from 1299 against 1337 EGK Light. The 1337 team, they lost a fair amount of their strong players. Let's see how they fared in the previous round, and if they fought the other team. They beat 1272. Then they lost to 1344. And then they had a win against 1343. Let's go back to our quarterfinals match. Looking at this match, I think the XXU team has a good chance. They had some migrations back from the 1205 state to bolster their ranks with some strength. I'd probably be betting on them. Then you have the NWO Wolfpack versus the 1314 9MD. You know, 1314 always had lots of strong players, but there's a lot of migrations out of 1314 this offseason. A lot of their strength went to WNV in 1235. So I have a feeling that the NWO Wolfpack will pull this one up. I feel like out of all of the quarterfinal groups in the Perseverance division, this is probably the easiest group. I think moving forward will probably be NWO and then either 9MD or the XXU team. Let's take a look at Group 2. This was where it gets interesting. The WNV team is going to be one of the top 2 favorites going through the rest of the Perseverance division. I definitely think they'll end up in the top 2. They made a master team of power bases in this alliance now. The 1264 team is good. They've been upsetting teams, but the GV3 team has a lot of strength too. Out of this group, Group 2, I will definitely think that WNV is definitely moving forward with 3 wins. I think the GV3 team will move on with 2 wins. And then I believe these 2 teams will be eliminated from Group 2. Let's take a look at Group 1. This will be a matchup to watch. These are the top 2 teams. They both have a lot of power bases. I feel like T5X probably has a little bit more strength than WGS, as the 1344 team lost a few of their power bases this offseason. The PYW team 1330, that was one of my old teams. That's the state I was in before we moved to 1250. They had a lot of their players move to the 1254 GB3 team. So I feel like they're going to be losing all 3 matchups. These 2 teams are the teams to look for in this group to move forward. The 1401 team just won't have the power to compete against these 2 teams, but they'll get the victory against the PYW team this weekend on Saturday. We get to head off against the INM team, which we know will be our most difficult fight to date, as the INM team is one of the favored top 2 in our Perseverance division. We think we can handle the 1317 team and the 1392 team just fine. We'll give everything we got against the 1236 team, but we'll make it a good one. Let's take a look at this Fearless division. For our Fearless division, let's start at Group 1. So the FOWA team, the Formidable Warriors, they upset the favorite, one of the favorites, XZC, in the eighth finals. So I would say the 970 team will definitely be the 3-win team out of this group. I do think that the XZC team will end up with 2 wins and move forward out of this group. This will be a good rematch to see if XZC can change up any of their game plans to redeem themselves for their loss against the Formidable Warrior team. Let's go to Group 2. Got my friends of VKV. They used to be in 1225. Some of their power bases. Rhino, he used to fight with me in 1330. Was a teammate and a friend. I would put my money on them all day to probably take the whole Fearless division. I don't see anybody stopping the VKV team here. I think they'll definitely get the win over the JAS. The Ladies and Gentlemen team will probably be the other team out of this group to move forward with 2 wins. I believe the Ladies and Gentlemen team got a win against the JAS team in the last grouping. Let's see if we can find that. Yep, the JAS. Yes, the Ladies and Gentlemen team had beat this team, so that'll be a redemption match when they finally have to go up against each other. So I would say out of these teams, VKV will get the 3 wins, and Ladies and Gentlemen will get the 2 wins to move forward. Let's take a look at Group 3. I'm not too familiar with these teams. We'd have to look at how they did in their previous 8th finals. We got 793, 891. Let's see, what group were they in? Yeah, I think the 67E team, they've always been a pretty solid team. I remember when YYB was a force to be reckoned with. But they got eliminated. Yeah, I think the 67E team, they've always been a pretty solid team. I remember when YYB was a force to be reckoned with. But they got eliminated. Let's see. So we have to assume that it's going to probably definitely be the 67E team. Let's take a relook at this group 3. I definitely would put my money on 67E fighting 678. I think they'll be the team that walks away with 3 wins out of this group. They're definitely a strong one. I think if I had to pick for the 2-win team to move forward, I think that it'll be a close one, but I'm thinking it's going to be the 891 team, the E1Z team. Okay, now we got some other good teams. I feel like the Destroyer of Words, DOW, has always been a good team. This 980 team has always been a good team to watch. Let's take a look at their previous fights, who walked away with 3 wins to move forward. Yeah, this 980 team, they're definitely... Let's see who they had to fight. Looks like they had some easier matchups in the previous group. So maybe I wouldn't necessarily put them as the favorites. Yeah, 796, that's... I think I'd have to put my money on the 796 team to get their 3 wins and move forward out of this group, out of the Fearless division. And I'm going to say the 882 9MB team, even though it could be, I think it's between these 2 teams for the 2nd place player team to move forward. But I think 976 will definitely be the team with 3 wins, and then it'll be a competition for who gets the 2 between these 2 teams. I'd guess 882. Alright, let's take a look at the Vanguard division. Let's take a look at Vanguard division. I feel like we all know who we're putting our money on to win the Vanguard division. TW6. I don't think anybody stands up against them. They're going to probably win it all in Vanguard. Who takes 2nd and 3rd will definitely be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who ends up taking 2nd and 3rd in the Vanguard. We all know TW6 will walk away as the champions. PJW, they always did well in the past. NKC, the Natural Killer Cell, they always did really well. No Need Name Koi, that's actually some players that came out of 1225. So they actually have a pretty strong team as well. Not too familiar with the 464 team, but I would say one of these 3... Two of these 3 teams will be the ones moving forward out of this group. It'll be interesting to see if they have enough power players in 258. But it should be a good fight nonetheless. Let's see, not too familiar with any of these teams. Let's take a look at their 8th finals. Let's see, the Dark Power Knights, they got 3 wins. Let's see here. Doesn't look like they played super strong teams. But they did walk away with 3 wins. Take a look at Group 4. State Keepers. This team's always been a pretty solid team. State 51 Guardians. Solid team. And the 239 Forever. That one. All these teams are fairly good teams. That's why they make it to the quarterfinals. Let's take a look at where they ended. Yeah, the Forever team, they're definitely going to be some favorites. Well, that Farmer team actually did pull away with 3 wins. Let's see if they just had some easy matchups. All right. Yeah, the Forever team, I think they'll probably be walking away with 3 wins out of this group. That's my best guess for this one, as the Vanguard is my least knowledgeable out of these 3 groups, these 3 divisions, I mean. If you want to know anything with the Perseverance division, it's an easy one. Like I said, I think we'll move on. The RU and INM will both move on. This will be potentially a preview of a semi-final match. Should be a good one. This team, it's not a cakewalk team, but it'll be a good fight when we do have to go against them. Like I said, Group 3 is kind of the weakest group in the Perseverance Division quarterfinals. Well, I think it's going to be NWO and then possibly XXU or 9MD. Group 2, it's going to be WNV and GV3. Almost 100% about that. These teams just outstrength the other 2 by quite a bit, even though they are formidable opponents. And then the final Group 1. Like I said, these 2 teams will be the teams that move on. This should be a real good matchup on Saturday. I think 1401 is definitely going to walk away with that one. I'm actually going to take that. Let's look at these odds here. I'm betting now. Let's take a look at this betting, see if there's some underdogs. Well, I think this team will definitely win. The betting is tighter in this matchup. I think it's going to be the T5X team that's going to pull it away. This one will be a good one too. NWO versus 9MD. NWO is favored, but 9MD does still have some power. We're clearly the underdogs in our matchup. INM is one of the favorites. I feel confident if we can get past into the next round, we should be able to make top 4. Then we have, we'll bet on this team. As nobody's left in this alliance, I don't think they're going to be moving forward whatsoever. Not really good spreads right now. Let's take a look at different division betting. Got the Destroyer of Worlds. That's who I think is definitely moving forward. Yeah, the favorites are definitely showing in the betting. Oh wow, the Formidable Warriors are the underdog, even though they got the win in the 8th finals match. I think we're gonna bet on the Formidable Warriors team. We'll add some betting once we get more coins running low. But I definitely think this will be a good one to watch. The XZC team got upset in the 8th finals against the FOWA Formidable Warriors team. Then the VKV team, that I think they will definitely get the win. I'm just surprised that the Formidable Warriors team is the underdog in this, especially since they walked away with the win in the 8th finals. Take a look at the Vanguard division betting. Surprised this is not at 100%, but I'm sure somebody wants to try to make a fortune betting on the Blades of Iron team. See, like I said, I feel like it's all the favorites are definitely favored. This No Need Name Koya team, I mean, that's some of the old VKV players that were in 1225. I think this would be a good potential upset bet here. I know the PJW team is a strong team, but this team won't get walked over easily. You know, I'm actually going to take that bet here and bet on the No Need Name Koi. Let's bet on them. Let's take a couple underdogs. So we took a couple underdogs for our bets. We took 258 from the Vanguard division. We took the 970 FOWA team. We like betting on the underdogs. That's how you get paid out. You got to put your money sometimes on the underdogs. This is just a pretty clean split match right now for betting, so I thought it was a good one to hedge some bets on to make sure we get a win, because we know this will be a win. I know we are underdogs in this matchup, but I think it's going to be a pretty tight matchup overall. I wouldn't say that it would be a bad bet to bet with RAU. So out of all these groups, you're going to get 2 winners that will move on to the semifinals per group. Like I said, I'm thinking it's going to be 1344 and 1205 out of this group moving to the semifinals. 1235 WNV and 1254 GV3 will move forward. Group 3 is kind of a crapshoot on who's actually going to be the ones moving forward. I think NWO will move forward, and then it'll be interesting between 9MD and XXU. I think all 3 of these teams will be tightly matched. And then, like I said before, I'm thinking it's going to be the RAU, our team, and INM who end up moving forward out of this group. But don't count 1317 out. They do have a good team. Then once semifinals plays, there'll be 2 groups, group 1 and 2. And out of that, the top 2 in both groups will move on to the finals. We're hoping to make it to the top 4. That's our goal. I don't know if you guys have... I know those in bracket 1 are still in Eden right now, but we are currently in our off season. So we have our Summit Arena right now. King Alex beat King Christian. King Kong beat Castle, who was actually in 258 and moved, and it is glitched. Then King Kong got the win against King Alex, but I believe King Alex is selling his base, and his is a super base. It was still a tight matchup, but I don't see that UR hero on King Alex's roster. And that was kind of the deciding factor in King Kong getting the win here. He had the UR hero and King Alex did not. Then we have Ju here. She will be going up against Pal, who is in INM. I believe they might be a couple. They look very similar avatars. This will be a good one. I truly don't know who's going to win this one. I'd probably put my money on Pal, as he's been a teammate in the past and a strong player. This player just moved from 1276 to INM in 1236 to beef up their roster. Got Mayhem and YHY took the loss against Pal. Then we have this glitch. I'm sure you all have seen TSM BVM in the group, the first bracket that is currently in Eden right now. I am in state 1250 in the RAU Alliance Atomic. Yeah, so right now we actually were talking to the devs. We didn't think it was fair that somehow this base is still, after it wasn't in our bracket all season, somehow made it to Summit Arena and is getting the wins. It doesn't have updated roster, but its sheer strength is still getting the victories. We've been trying to get the devs to take this base out completely because we don't see it as fair. Then Jan, who is selling her base, pulled all heroes, which anybody who bet on her thinking it was going to be an easy win lost their bets. Maybe to allow her teammate to get more rewards by moving forward. Then you have INM Desert Eagle, who got the victory over another INM player. Like I said, INM is pretty stacked right now. They had a pretty good off-season migration to them. Lots of super bases went there. DeKraken pulled a big win out over one of the WNV team players. DeKraken is definitely a very strong base. Let's take a look at the battle report here. Looks like this was pre-UR hero, as they don't have them in their roster. Let's take a look at might levels. Damage. So the Kraken will be going against Desert Eagle in the next round. Let's take a look at some stats here. I think Kraken will get the win over Desert Eagle. PAL will get the win here. TSM BVM should be removed from our Summit Arena, but will most likely get the win nonetheless, just from sheer power. Let's take a look at this player's line. They do not have the UR hero set yet. Kraken doesn't have. Oh, there we go. We got Desert Eagle has the UR hero set in a formation. PAL. Sorry, that was my little dog. He had to say hi to a neighbor dog. That was just him saying hi. He likes to be heard on stream from time to time as well. Let's see. No UR hero in these formations. King Alex also did not have the UR hero, but it's known that King Alex is looking to sell. Not a cheap base to buy. I think he's looking for around 40k USD to purchase that base, which it is a super strong base. Gonna take a look at the stats. Almost 5k might just in Summit Arena. Got these flowers that we've been doing. We think our Eden season is going to start in around 2 weeks when the flowers are finished. We have our bounty hunter. This is going to be our third bounty hunter and during this off season. Oh, let's go ahead and surprise some players and begin the zombie siege. I always like to scare some of our players who are still worried about the red screen. Everybody knows it's me who usually turns it on. Let's take a look at our APCs right now that we're using. We are using our shooter lineup. That's our top lineup right now. Just have our T10s in there, even though we do have our T11s available. We don't have a lot of T11, but our second strongest APC is going to be our vehicle APC with the new UR hero. Maxed out right now. We are using the steel set 4-star instead of the full UR heroes set. We do have all the pieces. The stats don't hit until it gets leveled up more, and that's not available for us yet. Then we're rocking with the fighter. That's our number 3 APC. Our number 4 APC we're running is the Rick Negan with the Spark Fox lead. Still does good damage. In our base, we don't have T4 BB yet. We're still working to get there. We're not necessarily a super base, but we are strong enough to remain relevant in our bracket. We're going to have a T1, and then we are almost at another T1 set. Baneblade is definitely difficult to upgrade, costs a lot. We've been slowly working at getting our to T4 Baneblade. I'm not sure if you guys get told at the beginning of every month, now that it is in June, the month of June, make sure you guys go to your Alliance stores and get your free immigration permit. You can get one monthly. If you don't, you're not taking advantage of it. Always be prepared if you end up having to move. I tell everyone in my Alliance monthly at the beginning of the month to grab their immigration permit, because you never know. It's not like you plan on moving, but it's good to be ready when you are. Alright guys, we're going to do 5 giveaways. 5 giveaways. We're going to see, let's get ASC in chat. ASC in chat. ASC for the All-Star Championship. We're going to pick 5. We're going to pick 5 winners today. Alright, bot, let's roll some winners here. Who's the bot gonna pick today? Doing 5 winners today for our All-Star Championship chatting. Talking about who do we think's gonna move forward, what's the best teams to bet on. It's all random. The bot picks randomly the winners. The bot picks random winners, only 1 winner per day. You can only win once. And then if you win, you will contact us via Discord or Instagram in private message. We will have the list of who our winners were. All right, we got our first winner. Congratulations, Krupkick. That's a name I feel like I haven't heard yet, so that might be a first-time winner. Congratulations, Infinity, with the win. Got 3 more winners. Who's it going to be today? Congratulations, Prashant Gupta. Congratulations, Chocolita. Couple new names. Congratulations, Rookie. All right, if we hit 30 viewers right now, we'll do another 5 giveaways. We did 5. We'll do another 5 once we hit 30 viewers. We're sitting at 29 right now, so we only need 1 more. Let's see if we can hit that. All right. Let's go. We're running another 5 here. Congratulations, Akang Pentol. Congratulations, Windbreaker. Congratulations, Cute Baby 92. We got 2 more winners. Who's it going to be? Congratulations, Marcelo. We have 1 winner left. Who's it going to be? Have 1 last winner. Let's see who this last winner is going to be. Congratulations, AMBY. All right. Oh, and congratulations, Atomic X. Wow, looks like you got a bonus giveaway that came out. Gave away 11 today. Congratulations, Atomic X. New to the stream, pulls out the last win randomly. Wow, that's lucky. Alright guys, appreciate all you guys joining us today, going over the All-Star Champions groups and divisions, who we thought was going to be our best bets. Like I said, I took the easy win with 1401, knowing that 1330 does not have any players left. Then my second bet was the upset. The Formidable Warriors team, they beat XZC in the 8th finals matchup. So that surprises me that they are the underdog. So we will definitely take this bet. Betting on 970. Even though XZC is definitely going to have a different game plan that they're going to come out with, I'm sure, to try to get the win and make up for their loss. And we took a Vanguard bet. We went with the upset here with the 258 team, ZZ7. We knew a lot of these players were actually from VKV, so they're very smart, strong players. Never count them out, even though PJW is a very strong team. This is a good bet here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And as always, this is RT Gaming, signing out.